Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Doki Literature Club Plus, a safe space in which we are awesome, where we have ourselves a new text document. They all say that they opened at the same, that they were created at the same time, but that's just a straight up lie. Anyway, there's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt. All thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeve of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mess is already present in every single one of them. That's why I chose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what you were doing, Monica. Like, damn it. This game is not suitable for children. Why do you keep going to page 3? I forget the classroom was tilting. Oh, it's still tilting. Look at this just slowly disappear up here. It's easier to see over on this side because it's more extreme. Yeah. Anyway, swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Keywii. We'll make sure to put your comfort first. Okay. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. For better or worse. And it is worse. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. But wait. I didn't mean it like that. Ooh. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started with something you might like. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And you could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. I only ever get to chapter like 5 though, because when time resets, I mean, nothing. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ah! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. Seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You're looking for something in there? Fucking Monica! Show me what's my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read the manga, right? Sometimes. Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out the other person's stance. How'd you know anyway? How'd you bring it up at some point? Besides, it's kind of written on your face. I read the manga. Look at this mirror. It says it right there. What's that supposed to mean? I see. Okay, hang on. I need to go get something to drink. My throat is murdered. Alright, I've returned after go getting something to drink. Now, It isn't beside me. There's no drink beside me. You hear it? My hand's empty. There's nothing there. You can't hear anything. But I did go take a swig from the local bottle of juice in the fridge. Anyway, there's a long volume of manga amidst the stack of various books on the side of the shelves. Curious, I pull out the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. Sure. I know that feeling. Get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Gals? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. Probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply fucking garbage. Not to judge, you could at least go do it through the glass on that door. Can't read today. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging nothing. I didn't even say anything. It's your tone of voice. It was a really weird accent. Yeah, well, what the fuck do you call your accent? I'll tell you one thing, Keywii. Consider this... Don't fucking judge a book! In fact... Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. Yeah, this would be a lot more disturbing if I wasn't... like, this is surreal, so in the way of, like, seeing it from an outsider perspective. Because the first time I was in it, it was immensely involved, and I just couldn't do shit about it. But nowadays, now I'm here again, and it's like, wow, this is interesting. You know, like I can see myself reading this, and then a thing happens, and in my mind, I'm recalling not like the actual scream I did, but like the sort of feeling that I had before. But I'm not actually having it myself. It's just recalled, right? I'll show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. Fuck is an animated feminine pose? It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. Ugh. She grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She bows the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. No, chairs never work. Can't read at the same time like that. You know why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't say that. Don't just say that. It'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sigh. I'm a fucking creepo. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting like this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Don't go back and flip through your old volumes every now and then? I mean, I do, but, you know, that doesn't mean it happened, like, last year. This is from 5 years ago. Sometimes I reread things, sometimes I don't. Also, not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Are you paying attention? Yeah, obviously, there's very simple concepts. I am, but there's nothing really happened yet. So I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Hey, don't mock the slice of life. Out of these, since it's rare to be entertaining enough to make up for a lack of plot. Fucking Nichijou, asshole! Ah, look at how tiny she is. You sure this isn't born for you? It's not? Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Hmm? You don't? That's not, well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? And cue the Game Grumps joke of saying, oh, you don't have any manga. Why don't you ask all your friends for it? And that was one of my favorite jokes of theirs. Jeez. Ah, sorry. Huh. Like I could never get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, hey, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. But then they'll think I'm just being immature. Ah, I can know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who won't judge you. Who won't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. You know, like you. It's probably harder for someone like you. You know, a loser. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found it. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Mondegoat's kind of a jerk about it. I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Your whole life's work led up to me reading this with you. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep breathing or what? Yeah. Flip the page. And see nothing there but dots. It's Braille. Time passes. Natsuki's strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. She's passed out. Looks like she's started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah? So Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey, whoa. First date, not into this. I feel like that one's new. Yeah, that's new. Alright. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Let me get that that black glitch off your face. Yeah. Your bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. have a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. So in Natsuki's direction. His eyes suddenly light up again. Snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. Told you not to give her. She didn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it in her mouth. Don't worry, Keywii. She's fine. Just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, how about we ignore that and move on? Sure. Who should I share my poem to first? Well, considering the simple thing of I go to the person I wrote it about last, let's go to Yuri first, I guess. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Not really. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. Just need to put my thought in 2 words. Hold on. Processing. Okay. Excuse me. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. Might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. When Sayori finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone, and it sounds of an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. I mean, it's fine. Not sure if Yuri's apologizing yourself to me or to Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be at the literature club? Ghost Under the Light. I have, in fact, read this. I'm sorry for such terrible handwriting. What? Wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read, even though you clicked immediately. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Hey, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo-hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Keywii. Really? Must have totally missed the point then. Let me fucking... hang on. What the hell does this say? Something about a ghost and a raccoon. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's almost solemn putting it that way. I didn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Of course you didn't think of that. You are quite stupid. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Should I show my poem to next? Oh no, fucking Monica? Fucking Monogam? Hi, Keywii. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things new things up. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Yeah, alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Keywii. Also, what the hell are you doing with that text box? Calm down. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Well, it's that sort of barrier that we'll all have to learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Keywii. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me thinking that something Natsuki would write. She's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. You know, the way I intended it. Well, if you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, I'm Keywii. Be great to yourself. A delightful day. I love you all. Goodbye.